Now on WRDE Coast TV.
From above, where a new traffic light in Lewis is expected to go at what is called a dangerous intersection, the change people would like to see.
Styrofoam containers will soon be a thing of the past in Delaware. What businesses think about this plastic ban?
Stango Park, live here in Lewis. I'm going to show you why you should be excited that the Navy Commodores are in town.
Growing with the community, how the Lewis Board of Public Works is planning for the future.
From the beaches to the bays, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV News at 6 starts right now.
Driver safety. DelDOT is putting in a new light at a problematic crossroad. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with a long-awaited solution for what's been a deadly intersection.
That new traffic light is set to go where Conway Road and Route 9 meet. As Coast TV News reporter Tori Seagraves shows us, people have been clamoring for the change after repeated accidents at this intersection.
This intersection has been the site of a lot of car accidents this year, including one where 3 family members died on Christmas Eve. Nick Nelson, who heard the Christmas Eve accident happen from his house, says it's dangerous.
It was sad, but it wasn't unexpected, because that's a very bad intersection, because people get very impatient when they're waiting on Conway to make a left onto Route 9. You're there for a long, long time, and then you decide, I think I'm going to take a chance.
The Christmas Eve accident was caused when a stolen car blasted through the intersection, and while that's not something anyone can prepare for, Nelson thinks even in that rare circumstance, a traffic light might have helped.
Perhaps if there were a light there, the people who were hit, maybe they would have been stopped at a red light while this person that stole that car went by. Who knows? You really don't know, but you would hope. But I think 100%, I think it will be safer.
While a light may help improve things where these two roads intersect, the people who live nearby say it's not the only thing that should be changed.
When you're going down there, if you want to turn, the bushes and trees are in the way, and you're taking your chance. They should trim them back.
Road work at this intersection will begin next week, and that might slow drivers down a bit while construction continues. But ultimately, the goal is to make the road safer for everyone who passes through.
According to DelDOT, the traffic light going in here at Conway Road and Route 9 is expected to be completed by mid-October. I'm Tori Seagraves in Lewis, Coast TV News.
Governor Carney signed a bill today banning restaurants from using plastic utensils, cups, and styrofoam containers in restaurants. The new bill applies to all restaurants in Delaware and will go into effect in 2 years. Coast TV News reporter Eliza Weber tells us some restaurants are already getting rid of the plastic.
Styrofoam containers like these will soon be a thing of the past in Delaware. The legislature passed a new law in February. Some restaurants have already shifted to all paper and eco-friendly products.
We use paper products for all of our to-go containers, to-go bags, all of our coffee cups. We haven't used plastic in quite some time.
While some restaurants are in favor of the change, others worry how the customer experience will be affected. Assistant manager at Mr. P's, Kylie Doyen, tells us her restaurant uses some paper and some plastic. Doyen worries not all paper products are sturdy enough for customers.
I think it's inconvenient to the patrons to change it, because the paper gets soggy and it doesn't work as well as the plastic.
Lizzie Wood is confident in paper products after using them for years at Surf Bagel.
I absolutely think it's a good idea. Great for the environment. There's really no downside to it. The paper's just as good as the plastic. It gets the job done.
All Delaware restaurants will have 2 years to make the change. Hospitals and long-term care facilities are an exception to the rule. In Lewis, I'm Elisa Weber, Coast TV News.
Prepackaged items like juice boxes are an exception to this rule, and those restrictions are going to go into effect on July 1st, 2025. But this, Maddie, brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know if people think these plastic bans actually will make a difference.
Let's take a look at the updated results. So far, it was pretty split. And looking at our screen, It's split, but not too different. 52% saying they just think, what's the point of all of this, right? 48% saying, yes, they do think this makes a difference there. If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that.
Easy to do. Go to our website, WRDE.com, or use our mobile app. And we are going to check back in on that a little later in the newscast.
Delaware State Police are investigating a shooting that occurred late Saturday night in Laurel. According to police, officers were sent to a home on Shiloh Church Road after reports of gunshots. Police say 4 adults and a child were inside the home. Troopers say when they arrived, they found a car parked in the driveway that had been hit twice. Police say luckily nobody was hurt, and the suspect description is unknown at this time.
And now let's go ahead and get a chance to go over and see what's going on with meteorologist, our chief meteorologist, Paul Williams. He's now out and about in Lewis. Paul, what can you tell us about where you are?
Well, right now we are live here at Stango Park, where they're getting ready with the Navy Commodores are getting ready to have the concert of all concerts. You can go through, guys, no problem. But anyway, we're going to take a look at the forecast real quick. Look at Stango Park right now. We're holding at 73 degrees at this present time. Relatively light winds. A little bit chilly is the feel, actually, in the shade at this present time. Overall, Delmarva, we're finally receiving the benefits of a cold front pushing through and staying out of the way, although we do still have the small craft advisory that's still active for our area, bracing for about 20 to 25 mile per hour wind gusts. But here's a look at the cold front that's already pushed through, and that flow that's coming out of the north is helping to keep that cool tinge in the air, so to speak. And we have that frontal boundary that's going to stay to our south. Now here's a look at our Lewis Park concert cast. Now we are expecting for it to stay pretty much partly cloudy to mainly clear. 72 degrees, dropping down to 71, so the chill in the air is for real. We'll drop down to the 60s, and believe it or not, tomorrow morning we could wake up to like 59 degrees in some areas, inland areas, not actually near the coast. Now, coming up, we're going to be talking more, because they're getting ready at the last setup is actually for the Navy Commodores is still ensuing, and folks are showing up with chairs in hands and pizzas and food too. So we'll have a ball right here at Stango Park. But for right now, I'm Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams, live for Coast TV. Back to you.
Thank you, Paul. Come the start of the school year, the nearly 3,000 students in Georgetown schools will have access to a school resource officer. After years of short staffing, Georgetown police are able to bring back that SRO program to the Indian River School District. The Student Resource Officer program started back in 2016. It was an instant success. The school district is required to report any crimes to police department. Without an officer in the schools, police say it could take hours for them to respond, and these officers bridge the gap and make it easier for police to respond to calls.
It's very good to have that SRO right there assigned to those particular buildings that can be part of that team at those buildings to investigate those particular crimes as they occur. However, also be part of that school community to build that rapport with different students.
Starting this year, Georgetown police have been trained to have 2 officers to be those school resource officers. One will be working full-time, the other will be prepared to step in if needed.
The Milford City Council wants to hear your thoughts on a proposed project. The city inviting the public to view the final concept plan of South Walnut Street. You can see that on your screen now. The city wants the public to review plans for the project before the council meeting, which is on Monday, August 28th. Already a study has been completed in Milford on traffic conditions that identifies areas of improvement for pedestrians and speed reductions. You can find those proposed changes on the City of Milford's website.
DelDOT is implementing an all-way stop at Churchill Road and Bowman Road in Milford. DelDOT says it's converting this intersection from a 2-way to all-way with new signs and pavement markings. The work is going to begin tomorrow, August 23rd from 9 to 3. DelDOT says workers will be on site to direct drivers at the intersection.
You won't see this Rehoboth Beach Patrol building next month. Construction is set to start in September for the new Beach Patrol headquarters and public comfort station replacing the old building. According to the City of Rehoboth Beach, the building is expected to be constructed over the next 2 off-seasons. Officials say the 2-story, 5,500 square foot building will be fully accessible with public facilities on the first level and Beach Patrol on the second. They said the new building will support a growing seasonal force of lifeguards and tourists.
The Lewis Board of Public Works met today with City Council to talk about changes needed for the growing city. The Lewis Board of Public Works says there are projects being planned with the City Council for the future, especially of the wastewater plant. Now, some other projects include street resurfacing and pavement improvements, water and sewer infrastructure that's needed in the area, and updates to the plant. The Lewis Board of Public Works president says these upgrades and changes are badly needed.
There are some streets which are really degrading and haven't been paved in quite a while. And there are some infrastructure, water mains and sewer lines that we want to upgrade, either because of the material that they're made out of, infiltration into the sewer lines. So yes, they do, and that's part of what's in the spreadsheet, is the prioritization of those.
We will have more on the outcome of that meeting and how some of those projects may be funded tonight on Coast TV News at 11.
Meanwhile, we have more news on the docket tonight.
Indian River and Cape Henlopen school districts getting ready for the new school year. Important dates both districts want parents to know.
And let's take a live look into Rehoboth Beach on the boardwalk. It looks amazing, sunny, gorgeous. Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams will show us how warm it's going to be all week.
But first, it's peak hurricane season. Information the Sussex Conservation District wants you to know to help manage stormwater runoff during the season. We're back in just 60 seconds.
Crank up your back-to-school style at Vernon Powell. The hottest brands and athletic shoes that kick it. Plus, get backpacks, shoes, lunch bags, drinkware, and more. 20% off every second item. Now through Labor Day at Vernon Powell, behind the mall in Salisbury.
At Paul Davis, we get asked, what's the difference between salt-treated wood decking and composite decking? Salt-treated wood decking costs less and comes with lots of maintenance over the years. The composite deck, however, looks like wood, won't fade, insect-resistant, and is basically maintenance-free. Call now. We can give you an estimate as early as tomorrow. Now extended through August 31st, we are offering composite decking for the same price as salt-treated wood. Plus, our composite decks come with a lifetime warranty. Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling, we are the difference makers.
Crank up your back-to-school style at Vernon Powell. The hottest brands and athletic shoes that kick it. Plus, get backpacks, shoes, lunch bags, drinkware, and more. 20% off every second item. Now through Labor Day at Vernon Powell, behind the mall in Salisbury.
Homeowners and property owners, there's a new event in an effort to educate communities about effective stormwater management and its broader benefits during peak hurricane season.
As Coast TV and Telemundo Del Marva meteorologist Jeanette Gallardo shows us, the Sussex Conservation District is set to launch a series of free workshops at the Vanderwindy Evans Conservation Center this fall.
Georgetown Sussex Conservation District is hosting a free stormwater workshop series that will take place on the second Wednesday of September, October, and November. It is geared towards property owners and community associations. The workshops will cover stormwater management, a topic that is especially relevant right now.
It is peak hurricane season, and it's extremely important to us to make sure that property owners, people who are responsible for maintaining the stormwater facilities, understand how it functions. We want to make sure that we have full capacity during those large, heavy rain events.
Virtual attendance is available, but in-person seating is limited, so you'll want to register ahead of time. In Georgetown, I'm meteorologist Jeanette Gallardo, Coast TV News.
Right now, and the crowd has showed up big time because the Commodores are in town. That's Naval Commodores. More on that coming up with your forecast.
Chill out and win big at Ocean Downs with Coolers of Cash. Every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can win cash or free play, plus a finalist entry for our final drawing on August 26th. Ocean Downs Casino, where the fun shines.
Hi, I'm Joel Wharton, Sussex County farmer. Don't wait until after harvest to plant your cover crops. Consider broadcasting or interseeding cover crops into your standing cash crop. Early establishment provides more growth potential and more soil armor over winter. It also saves time because after harvest, the cover crop is already growing and protecting the soil, cycling nutrients, and preventing erosion. To learn more about the benefits and ways to establish cover crops early, contact the Sussex Conservation District because every acre counts.
J. Con Scott. J. Con Scott Fine Furniture and new location interiors on Route 1, Rehoboth Beach.
Spend less time cleaning and scrubbing and enjoy your summer. Go maintenance free with Coastal Bath today. The only Bath Planet dealer on Delmarva with the Good Housekeeping Seal 2-year money-back guarantee. Get the tile look with modern designs. Mold and mildew resistant, easy to clean, and a lifetime warranty. Now extended. Coastal Bath's sizzling summer savings is hot. Take $2,500 off your new bathroom now through August 31st. Listen to Logan. Call or visit coastalbaths.com today to schedule a free in-home estimate.
Keep up with local sports all from one app. From your mobile device to Fire Stick, Roku, and Apple TV. Download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group.
I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. People tell me they get anxious about calling a lawyer. When you call my office about a new case, you don't immediately get stuck on the phone talking to a lawyer. Instead, you speak with one of our 4 intake specialists who get more information about you and your case, and they match you up with the right attorney for the job. This is as easy as 1, 2, 3 and no anxiety. Folks, tip the scales of justice in your favor. Call Schwartz & Schwartz today.
Welcome to the country.
Well, right now we're enjoying a clear skyline right here in Stango Park. And this is right here in Lewis, right next to the Red Caboose as well as the library, but it's the stage that's taking, literally, center stage of what's happening right now. That's going to be kicking off from 7 o'clock to 8:30. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and get to your forecast real quick. Here's a look at our current conditions right now. We're looking at the temperatures staying on the mild side. I mean, you'll notice that we are a far cry from as chilly as we were previously. Now, as you go inland, it gets a little more comfortable, but we feel a little bit on the chilly side when you are actually on the under the shade, actually, and it's a little bit chilly here in the shade, but that's okay. Better that than being oppressively hot, right? So here we go. We take a look at our expectations for tomorrow. Our forecast models are indicating that we initially see that the winds are pushing mainly out of the northeast going into the early morning hours, and then as we go into the afternoon, we're looking for a great deal of sunshine. The lack of cloud cover here is actually going to continue to be a pattern for at least the next 2 days in a row. But fortunately, we will have a chance to have temperatures in the 80s without dealing with oppressive humidities because the dew point temperatures are going to be so depressed. That's a fancy way of saying lower, okay, no big deal. But then notice how the winds begin to shift coming out of the south by the time we get to this point in the forecast. Now that's going to be a setup going into Thursday, Friday, because we're not expecting a real significant threat of cloud cover nor rain until we get to like Thursday going into Friday. And then they come directly out of the south by the time we get to this point in the forecast. And that's going to add more into the way of moisture content in the atmosphere and thermodynamic energy, i.e. heat. That's going to push the temperatures up a bit. And you can see that because we're looking for an increase by the time we get 3 days out in both locations here. And then as we begin to kind of move our way north, you can see, for example, in Ocean City, we anticipate going from the 70s into the 80s pretty quickly, and from the 70s into the 80s for us just to the north of Ocean City as well. And then finally, as we take a look at our expectations right along the Sussex shore, we're going to go from lower 80s to upper 80s, but then we'll have a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms that are going to push on through for us. Finally, here's a look at the extended forecast. Your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling extended forecast. Listen, we're looking for that chance of rain to kick off mainly on Friday, and then another round on Thursday. We could get a little cloudy here on Thursday, but mainly we're looking for the rain for us on Friday. Now, coming up, let's talk about what's happening right here in the park here in Lewis. As we take a look at what's happening outside, first and foremost, you can hear the band getting ready to warm right up right here. You can see they're doing the sound checks. This is actually the Naval Commodores, and they provide a big band era. They're not only just that, but they also do seminars. They also do a lot of concerts, whether it's a formal military gathering. But right now, they're part of the concert series here in the park. And this is the next to last one that's going to be available. They have one more concert left before it's all said and done, pardon me. And last but not least, look at the crowd that showed up right here. Listen, come here with me. Look, everybody's here. It's like a really big deal. So, if you want to hear the sounds, they're going all around and they're kicking it hard right here in the park. Live here in Lewis, I'm Coast TV Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams. Back to you.
Thank you, Paul. School will soon be back in session for Indian River and Cape Henlopen students. Students in kindergarten, 6th and 9th grade, along with students enrolled at Howard T. Ennis School, will begin classes on Tuesday, September 5th. Indian River School District students in all other grades will start school the following day, Wednesday, September 6th. Students enrolled at Cape Henlopen School District will also begin on the 6th.
Art from Delaware's finest will decorate Dewey Beach this October thanks to Delaware Arts Summit. This highly anticipated event announced that registration is now open for artists who would like to learn how to better unite as individuals and as a community. You can register for the event online.
Time to take one more look at our Coast TV poll. We want to know if you think plastic bans make a difference. So far, 54% say no, they don't, but 46% say yes, they do. If you haven't voted yet, you can definitely still do that on WRDE.com or our mobile app. And we'll have updates on Coast TV News at 11.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Well, a lot to smile about if you're a fan of the latest team Josh Harris bought, but not so much for Sixers fans as the James Harden situation worsens. The All-Star guard was fined $100,000 for his comments in China about Daryl Morey. Harden called Morey a liar and said he would never be a part of an organization that Morey's a part of. The NBA interviewed Harden as part of their investigation and deemed that his comments were rooted in the belief that Morey and the Sixers would not grant his trade request. If moved, it would be Harden's 4th team in the past 4 seasons. And forget a pennant race in the AL East, the Rays have bigger problems as they've now placed Wander Franco on administrative leave. This removes the 22-year-old All-Star from Tampa's roster during an ongoing investigation into a potential violation of league policy. Franco is currently being investigated for alleged relationships with minors back home in the Dominican Republic. The shortstop hasn't played for Tampa since August 12th. And you Delaware fans can tune into DSN tonight at 10:30 for an inside look at Caesar Rodney boys soccer. That'll do it for sports.
Transform your outdoor space with Backyard Works. We are Sussex County's one call for all your fence, deck, handrail, pergolas, shower, and trash enclosure needs. Locally owned and operated, we make all our vinyl and aluminum fence right here in Harbison, Delaware, from American-made manufacturers. Cut out the middleman and deal direct. As a TimberTech Platinum Deck dealer, our trained team will professionally install your deck that will last a lifetime. Give us a call and let us make your backyard work.
Delmarva's Classic Rock, Big 107.7.
Beat the wind and rain with 50% off your new Valor roof, plus payments as low as $119 per month. Purchase with purpose. Your new Valor roof helps us donate a new roof every month to combat veterans in need.
833-83-VALOR.
BMW iX is electricity in its ultimate form. An elegant trailblazer that's equal parts power and intelligence. With impeccable interior details, a range of up to 324 miles, and a panoramic moonroof for every shade of luxury. It's 100% electric and 100% BMW. BMW, the ultimate electric driving machine.
Go electric. Go BMW at IG Burton BMW in Milford.
Whether you live at the beach, travel to the beach, or want to know what's going on at the beach, get the WRDE News app. The latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Download the WRDE News app on your Apple or Android devices. Just search WRDE Coast TV. The WRDE Coast TV News app. Coverage you can count on.
Don't get scorched this summer storm season. Stay ahead of the leaks. Save big on your new Valor roof with 50% off all materials and payments as low as $119 per month. Call Valor Roofing today.
833-83-VALOR.
This summer, pack your bags and head to Ocean City, Maryland for free family fun all summer long.
watch beach movies, build sandcastles, and gaze at colorful kites, all completely free. Bust a move from the beach to the bay with beach dance parties, Sunset Park party nights, and Sundays in the park with fireworks, all completely free. Enjoy arts and crafts, discover Ocean City's history, and be in awe of acrobatic stunts at the circus, all completely free. So get going. Family memories are waiting to be made in Ocean City, Maryland. Plan your trip now at OCOcean.com.
WRDE First Alert Weather, brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland.
If you want to have a memorable Labor Day, stop by the end of the summer concert series on Saturday, September 2nd from 6 to 8 at John West Park in Ocean View. There will be a performance by the Hot Sauce Band, plenty of summer eats and treats, and also a patriotic photo op to enjoy.
Coming up new on Coast TV News at 11, a pay bump for lifeguards in Ocean City, how much more they're going to make and why. That story and more on Coast TV at 11.
Well, the Navy Commodores, they're here live in the park. Kicks off at 7 o'clock, ends at 8:30. Come on out, bring your lawn chairs, and whatever snack you want to bring along with you, by the way. And remember, there's lots of folks here already, but there's still lots of room left for you to enjoy yourself. Let's take a look right now at an exclusive 10-day forecast. We're expecting 81 degrees for 81 to 82 degrees. Then we push it up to about 88 with a chance of scattered showers. Then we'll have another chance of rain that's going to kick off really down the line, so to speak. But we're going to get a chance to enjoy at least dry weather for a couple of days in a row and then 3 days in a row. And so we're looking pretty good thus far. Now, as we come back out live real quick, a couple of things we want to keep in mind. We're at the Stengo Park, which is actually named after the mayor that had 12 consecutive runs of being the mayor here and retired in 1992. But now this park series is something that began in June. We're coming to the end of it right now with just one more left. And right now, as you take a look at what's happening with the Navy Commodores, not only do they play jazz, but they also focus on the big band era. And they have some vocalists that have been warming up, and it all sounds like a wonderful event. Oh, and by the way, it's absolutely free. Back to you.
Thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
I love that big band sound. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.